Hey, I hope everybody's doing all right. I just got done running 10 miles. I feel good. My ankle's a little sore because I was carrying on basically a hill all day and with the hiking shoes. I didn't do too bad. Um, I just learned a week and a half ago that I can actually stream from my phone now. So, not that I don't want 1,000 subs. I'd like to have 1,000 subs, but now you don't need 1,000 subs. I was like, Jesus, I would have been doing more videos. I'm gonna. I have a mount, so I can do to and fro from work. And so I was doing some of those. Then I'm looking at my channel, and I don't see those videos. So I guess it doesn't automatically save the live videos to your videos. So, yeah, not the end of the world. I will settle that around, get that done. Things at work are all right. They're doing okay. Yeah, I had 2 weeks. I enjoyed it. I got back into running. I've lost the weight again. I'm happy about that. I pretty much got rid of my waist fat. Lots of craziness going on lately, which I don't know. I don't know. You don't know what's the truth anymore. With all the politics, I'm pretty much a centrist. This is not like a political channel. I don't mean it that way. And I don't, have anything against, I'm pretty non-denominational. But at the same time, I'm about freedom. Freedom. I guess that's what it says. And justice for all. For everybody. Justice for everybody. So if you're infringing on another person, then that's not justice. So that means pretty much everybody. So individual liberty, right? So that's pretty much simple. But yeah, with all the spacecraft stuff, a lot of that stuff might just be bullcrap. You don't know it's true anymore. They talk about this Atlas spaceship, and it kind of makes you nervous. But then again, you have to think, how many times have we been lied to? How many times do they lie? Just to get an ulterior motive. So they're probably full of crap. You can't really believe it's almost like the government has lost its credibility. Sad. So you don't know what to believe anymore. From what I've read, though, that's crazy. The speed. That's insane. But, yeah, I was posting on Facebook. I'm like, damn, it doesn't make you want to go back to work. It's like, you want to do what you want to do, square away loose ends, and try to make things right. But then again, maybe I'm just being grandiose. What the hell do the aliens want with me? It's not like I have that much clout. I only have 118 subscribers. But I do appreciate that the subscribers I do have interact and have been. That counts more. That counts a lot more than just empty subs, to be honest with you. So I appreciate that, and that's pretty cool. So it's like, what the hell? But at the same token, maybe there's plenty of different spins. Maybe the aliens, if it's true, are coming down here as an intervention. that wouldn't be that far off the mark. I mean, Jesus, with the threat of nuclear war, some say that World War III has already started. I could see that point. I mean, the Ukraine being invaded by Russia and then all these threats. I mean, I've been watching for a while these alien videos, and I can kind of get behind that, the Anunnaki or whatever, how they came down here, and we attribute it to angels, Yeah, it's crazy. So maybe they're coming down here and it'll be a good thing, not a bad thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a repeating cycle of people being told the end of the world's coming, and it just doesn't come, which is good. It's good that the end of the world's probably not going to happen. But it's not like pleasant thoughts that you have, and that's the reason why it's like your time is your life. And I was watching some videos, and other people have said that, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't copy them, but they have the same idea, and they didn't copy me. But yeah, goes to show like how free you are when your time, you have to ask for it or face the consequence of not working. So that begs the question how much freedom you actually have, or the ownership of your life. Because I have to be honest, I like working, but at the same time, working 12 hours every day or working 8 in a row, doing like 3 12s and then 8s and 8s, and then wanting to do things like running, because I've done a lot of running and biking, and it interferes with what I want to do, you know what I mean? And then that kind of brings to the forefront your brain, like, how much of my life do I own, you know what I mean? It's a bum deal. The work-life balance, and that's important. Don't lose your life to just punching in and punching out, and then be my age, perhaps be facing, like we all are, maybe some catastrophe, and then be like, damn, what did I do with my life? So yeah, it's kind of that existential kind of like craziness. So I don't know. Life's pretty good. I just got my car, the oil change. I finally registered the vehicle in Massachusetts. I converted my license, got insured, and my insurance rate went down $70. And I did check off rental. Probably didn't need it, but you never know. So I got that, and I'm saving $70. My average electric bill is under $15 since May. That's freaking awesome. So I got my electric bill, which is everything, my internet, and my rent under $11.20 a month. It's pretty good. I had to spend $500 because my bearing on my strut, I guess, broke. Got that fixed. So my car is in good condition. I got the free radio, free install, and now I can use the Android Auto, which is pretty cool. I got my car inspected. Man, I'm dreading the winter, man. Freaking winter time. Man. But I got to commute, but I'm in a good place right now. I got money in the bank. PayPal's savings account. They finally allowed me to have the savings account, and yeah, 3.8% is pretty freaking good, and it's not a CD. So I don't have to lock the money away, and I'm getting 3.8%. And PayPal's crypto is a stable coin backed by the dollar, and it gives 4% for rewards. So it's pretty good. I sold my Bitcoin because it's just way too volatile, and I'm not gonna put a lot of money into something that, because I only put like 140, and it was going up and down like $5 like every other day or something like that. It's just, I don't want to deal with that. Which begs the question about that. You know, you have to have the dollar to get the original Bitcoin. And then, yeah, even though you're using Bitcoin, how did you originally get Bitcoin if you didn't work for it? Then you're basically given $1 for it. So I don't know. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Like how you could start a currency without using the dollar. If you can exchange something for something, and then that can be traded and get something, I guess, I don't know. But the topic of stability of money is very important. Yeah, you don't want to have something that's going to lose and gain like that. It's like every other day it's going up, whatever. You want it to continually grow, not go down and crash. And of course, then they can manipulate it, right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's a good life. It's a good world. And they're definitely cranking up the fear-mongering. Yeah. It's crazy. When it comes to the Charlie Kirk, I never watched any of his videos. I only saw one clip. And I understand why people are triggered by him. I mean, obviously, the idea, I saw a compilation of his greatest hits, and he had stated about black people and how it would be better to go back in time because then the rates would be lower. I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. Obviously the R word, white people do it. More rights didn't enable the increase of the R word. That is insane thinking. There's more people. So therefore, naturally, the numbers would go up. And it doesn't imply that there's any less from any other national race or ethnic group. So that's insane thinking. That's insanity. That's instinctively, that's a crazy thing to say. I also read a little clip about how he got upset because he didn't get into West Point. Well, is he trying to imply that somebody who he claims is a affirmative action hire wasn't qualified? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that West Point is like, oh, we need a diversity hire. Don't worry about it. That's impossible. That doesn't make sense. And even if that would, how would he have found out that information? It's not like West Point called him up and said, sorry, you didn't get in because we let this other person in. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense either. And then when you go down further, he didn't finish college himself. So obviously, I don't know if the person that he alleges took his spot finished, But if he did, then obviously West Point made the right decision. Because if you didn't finish civilian college, how would you have finished military school? I mean, that's just... And when you think about the military is supposed to uphold the Constitution, so if you're a psychologist and you know someone is heavily biased on color and race and religion or whatever, would they protect you if you don't fit their group? Maybe not. So obviously then maybe he wouldn't be a good candidate to go into the military. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's crazy stuff. So, but at the end of the day, he did not deserve to get shot for it, for his beliefs, as crazy as some of them are. We don't have the right to kill people because they have skewed beliefs, or they troll, or for whatever they say. You know what I mean? We gotta return to sanity here in this world, man. It's just insane. Yeah, it's craziness. I read a title that says that friendships last longer, the ones that bond over hate. If like two people are friends, they last longer because they share a common dislike towards somebody, which is kind of pessimistic. It's kind of a pessimistic way of looking at life when they've done those studies, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. So, yeah, it's just insane. Insane world. Yeah. That's a crazy topic, too. I saw the video of him saying that, answering yes to if someone was AR'd, you would prevent the abortion. It's his belief. But then that's a freaking, yeah, that's a dicey idea. I mean, obviously, I believe that the R word is evil, which, yeah, that the baby isn't at fault. But when you think about it, the baby is born out of evil. Can you allow an evil act to produce something? Doesn't mean that the baby is going to be evil, but it happened because of an evil act, which is pretty crazy to think about ethics. Yeah, forcing someone to give birth to something that was involuntarily. Yeah, I mean, it's craziness. That's just, yeah, I don't know. The idea of, yeah, I mean, third trimester, I would be hesitant on that, but at the end of the day, it's not my business. It's your life to live the whatever kind of consequences that you are emotionally going to have. I mean, that's not for me to do or to say. So at the end of the day, I guess you would say that I'm pro-abortion, I guess, even though I would disagree. At the same time, it's not for me to interfere with somebody's choices. But I've heard or read about people saying, "Oh, you can't give an abortion to save the mother's life." I mean, that's the mother has successfully grown up. A baby you don't quite know is going to succeed or not. So why would you sacrifice the one that has survived living for something that you don't know quite if it's going to survive? That's my train of thought on that. That would be ludicrous. And then, of course, the baby would grow up knowing that they don't have a mother. and then maybe feel guilty. So I mean, why would you produce that? I don't know. It's craziness. Ethics in a crazy world where, yeah, you have to be careful about how you voice your opinion. It's tricky. Yeah, it's an insane world. People, I don't know. Yeah, it's life. I guess isn't always comfortable, um, and that's definitely a bunch of uncomfortable topics. I don't know, but life's pretty good. You got to focus on the positive. I guess that's what I try to do. Is try to mind my business, I guess. Not get involved in controversy, I guess. That's probably a good thing. I typically avoid controversy the best I can because it's crazy. So I can see the ill effects of social media, I guess. AI and fear-mongering videos. Now that's a thing. It's crazy. Is this? I didn't post anything online. I didn't even do a search online, Google or anything. My apartment's a nice apartment. It's good. There was a cockroach. No. Well, there was a cockroach, but there was a mouse. I'm like, whoa. No, this separate. There was some gnats from the sewer, from my drain. And I didn't do any searches. And I spoke to my manager about it. And coincidentally, all of a sudden, Facebook is advertising, you want to get rid of these drain flies? I'm like, whoa, I didn't do any searches online for it. How did it know to advertise? Is that just a coincidence? Because that's a crazy coincidence. And so when they talk about our devices, like our TV and our phone, even though it's off, and it's in our pocket, and we're not using it, how it's listening. That's a crazy coincidence that it knew to target my wall about the gnats from the drain. That's insane. It does make you think about, like, wow, I'll continue to use my computer as my device to watch rather than getting a TV. I don't watch TV anyways, but yeah, that our TV and your Alexa or whatever that you have is listening to all your conversations and picking up keywords so they can advertise to you. It's pretty crazy. It's crazy too. I don't know what company this is or where it is, but you have to watch an ad before they give you some more toilet paper in the bathroom. It's kind of funny, but not funny at the same time. That's insane. You want to wipe your rear, you gotta watch this ad. That's insane. Yeah, that's going a little too far, I think. But yeah, the idea of Wi-Fi signals being able to identify somebody up to 95% accuracy. You talk about the surveillance state and all this stuff. It's not pleasantry thinking. But I'm a pretty positive guy. That's the tricky thing. Once you know that they have a tendency to lie, you can't really trust anybody anymore, the government anymore. because they're full of crap. Often, they have demonstrated that time and time again. So, I don't know. I hope you guys have had a good day. I won't continue to talk controversy. I typically don't. But it's been on my mind with the social media. I've grappled about the space ship and the aliens, and coming down to realize they're probably full of crap. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bad thing. I posed a question too, like, what's the legalities? If an alien approaches you, can you defend yourself? And if you do, and you kill the alien, what's the legal repercussions of killing an alien? Obviously, when it comes to animals, there's legal repercussions. We have rules. But we didn't categorize aliens. But at the same time, the aliens, if it's true, are flying at like a crazy speed. It's a mind-boggling speed at that size of whatever it is. It's insane. So you probably are not going to win a fight with the alien. You probably should cooperate, maybe. Which would make me kind of want to hide. Live the life like a mouse. That'd probably be the best bet. Live off the grid. Because if they have that kind of technology to fly like that, probably not going to be able to do anything. I don't know, man. And then the whole idea of like, well, how are we going to act to piss them off more, which then could make them retaliate? I don't know. It's a freaking mind-boggling idea, but it might not be anything like that. So, gotta think positive. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.